Hey church family, I'm here in the back parking lot of CCF and at the last Wednesday of every month our whole team actually comes back here and we do a prayer walk, and we take our whole lunch period and we just pray for our state, we pray for you, and honestly it's one of the most powerful times probably during the week. And I'm thankful for that time with our team to just kind of take a pause from what we're doing and spend time with each other in community, but more importantly, spend time pausing and be with our God. I want to share with you guys today as a word of encouragement from the Gospel of Mark. And it's Mark chapter 6. It's actually the beginning of the story of when Jesus feeds the 5,000. And what's amazing is in the beginning first two verses, in verse 30 it says the apostles returned to Jesus from their ministry tour. So they had been out sharing the good news and ministering to people all across the region. And they told him all they had done and all that they had taught. And so they're sharing with Jesus. It reminds me of when we go out and we do something and we come back to our parents or our friends and we have stories about what God's done or what was the most exciting part. And they're just sharing with Jesus what they were able to accomplish. And Jesus' response in verse 31, his response to everything that they had told them was, let's go off by ourselves to a quiet place and rest a while. And I want to pause right there because I have been through, and you have been through, and the people around us have been through quite an interesting past couple months, past year, and there's more to come. There's more following this. And I don't know about you, but I think that it's easy to become overwhelmed, for sure. But what I love about this passage is after the disciples come back to Jesus and they're sharing and regaling stories to Jesus about their ministry and what they had done, Jesus' response to that is, let's go rest. And one thing that I struggle with in my own life is I feel like I have to be go, go, go all the time. I feel like if I'm not constantly doing something that I am lazy. And when I take time to rest and recuperate, I feel like the world's worst person. That rest is the enemy and that I'm not being productive enough if I'm not constantly doing something. I don't know if it's that way for you, but I want you to know today in this video that there is no shame and there should be no guilt in resting, because that's what God has called us to do. There is a time for work and there is a time for rest. And that doesn't mean that sometimes our rest doesn't get derailed. This is the beginning of the feeding of the 5,000, and it goes on to tell the story about how they were in search of this place of quiet, in search of this place for rest. And Jesus saw that the crowds were following them and he had compassion on them, and that's when he feeds all those people. But immediately after that story, they do go find a place to rest. They find a place to bask in the presence of God, to set aside that time for them to rejuvenate their souls and their spirits and spend time with the Father. And I want to challenge you, not that it's like you might not get derailed, and not that there might be hiccups as you try to seek this out, but to prioritize taking the time for rest, taking the time to do something that replenishes you, that refills you, taking the time to clear out all the noise and spend time with the God who loves you and wants to fill you with himself and his presence. So I hope that you'll take the time to do that this week. And I just hope, honestly, that you find that time rejuvenating. I know that this week in particular, I am in need of that. And so I hope that you're doing well. Remember, there's no guilt, there's no shame in taking a rest. In fact, it's what Jesus calls us to do and modeled himself for his disciples and models for us. Have a great day. I love you guys. Talk to you later. Bye.